doing what he always does when he doesn't get his way, defying the will of the people and using executive action. Another controversial proposal coming in the new year, the president will ask Congress to shut down the terror detention center at Guantanamo, a facility Mr. Obama may close on his own if lawmakers balk at the White House plan.
It'll be an uphill battle.
The president also hopes to travel to Cuba and perhaps more than a dozen other countries in what's shaping up to be a global farewell tour. But the president's agenda could be upended by setbacks in the war on ISIS, a foreign policy crisis that could complicate White House plans to have the president campaign heavily with the 2016 Democratic nominee, a prospect that may well put him and Hillary Clinton on the trail together again.
I think we will have a strong Democratic nominee. I think that Democratic nominee will win. I think I will have a Democratic
But first,
success.
the president will lay out his plans for his final year in office at the fast-approaching State of the Union address, which is less than 2 weeks away. White House officials say don't expect a long laundry list of proposals, in part because the president is running out of time. But Brianna, getting back to this executive action on gun control, it's not only going to set the agenda for the next year in Washington, but I think the White House also wants to set that agenda out on the campaign trail as well.
Yeah, very good point there. Jim Acosta for us in Hawaii. A very happy new year to you as you celebrate in a beautiful, beautiful place.
You too.
Thank you, Jim. They've been unable to do anything on, but Americans are so in favor of this.
Right. It really is the convergence of two important strains, I think, in his party and in his presidency. The first is his increasing reliance on unilateral executive action on a number of issues. Immigration, which is now held up in the courts, climate, his health care bill. He has pushed the boundaries of executive power and essentially dared Congress and especially the courts to stop him. The other big change, though, is in the Democratic attitude toward gun control. After 2000, when Al Gore lost, gun control was deemed radioactive, really, by most Democrats. But that was at a point when they needed a lot of blue-collar whites, rural whites. They were counting on those Appalachian states like West Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas. The Democratic coalition has evolved. Those voters are now Republicans, and you can see them. They are the same voters powering Donald Trump's rise. Instead, the Democrats are now relying on a very different coalition, a more urbanized coalition, younger, minorities, college-educated, socially liberal whites who are all more receptive to gun control. So it is the rare issue now, Brianna, that activates both bases. Hillary Clinton has embraced it in a way that no Democratic candidate has in years. Even Barack Obama in 2008 largely kept his distance because she recognizes that within the voters the Democrats need to win, it is largely a winning issue. The price is it does energize and antagonize the voters that have moved away from them, the same voters you see powering Donald Trump's rise.
It is.
We're just going to run out for a quick coffee. We'll be right back. I'm sorry, that's not possible. And I do this little show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
You're a comedian with the president going nowhere. Back it up.
Yes, sir. Don't you think every American child is a president fan? You grow up loving the president.
I do really well with the 0 to 8 demographic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they love me. Partly because I think my ears are big, and so I look a little like a cartoon character.
Right. So
That's just a little gin. I take midday. You were asking what part of the day? What part of the day?
yeah, when
It's
you
right about now.
Yeah, that gives you a little zip. If I slid open your underwear drawer, one brand or a number of brands?
You got to go with one brand.
One brand, one color?
Yeah, of course. This is a critical concept.
What sport is politics? Is it chess? Is it liar's poker?
That's interesting. That was a good question. It's probably most like football.
Football.
Yeah, because a lot of players, a lot of specialization, a lot of hitting,
A lot of attrition.
But then every once in a while, you'll see an opening.
How many world leaders do you think are just completely out of their mind?
A pretty sizable percentage. At a certain point, your feet hurt and you're having trouble peeing, and you have absolute power.
Does it help with your stress level? Because I'm going to say help.
I do.
This son of a...
This
rat comes in here. That really you blow off all steam, right?
Yeah, bad stuff or stupid stuff is happening constantly, right? Every day. So you have to be able to just make fun of Wow, that
Yeah,
like,
of course.
that was even dumber and more annoying than usual. That's when cursing is really valuable.
Right. All right, we just.
Are we done?
We're about done.
The only problem is I didn't work in Obamacare.
Please try Obamacare today. What's your most embarrassing president moment?
This may be it.
I don't know that actually is it. I found that to be on a walk, bump into a friend. He is asked by Jerry Seinfeld, do you ever touch the thermostat? He's like, no, I make a call. So you get this insight into kind of what his day is like. Do you think that we'll be seeing more of this? Do you think that this is beneficial to kind of get this side of it?
Well, I feel like President Obama is the one who's always trying to escape from the White House grounds to like go out and get coffee and talk to people, and the Secret Service is like, please don't do this. But I do think between he was on the Bear Grylls show and was out in the wild eating salmon eaten by a bear. Look, I think this is the year where Obama really feels like he can leave whatever he can left on the table, whether that's his personality, whether it's this gun control initiative. This is your last shot, and so you kind of want to go out on a high note one way or another, and doing things like this, that's one way to do it.
Do you think we take this at face value, kind of what we're seeing? That he seems unguarded here? Do you think this is calculated? What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's a funny guy, and he likes talking to people who are outside of the political sphere. He did Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis. He did the Mark Maron podcast. He's done some other things like this. I like the walkabout, the Bear is Loose video that he did last summer. He enjoys doing those things, and it's been an effective messaging tool for them. Sometimes a lot more effective, Brianna, than when they've gone to the East Room or the Oval Office, frankly.
Ron, final thought to you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's been striking how much he's tried to reach beyond, reach Americans who are not paying attention to the usual political channels. And it does matter, Brianna. His approval rating may be the single most important number in shaping the 2016 election.
All right, Ron Brownstein, Sarah Murray, David Swirlick, Rebecca Berg, Happy New Year's to all of you. Thanks so much for being on tonight. And I want to shift gears.